Hi, I'm Emmett. All my life, I've dealt with this autoimmune condition that makes every day a challenge without my medication. It's not just pills, they're literally what keeps me functioning. My rheumatologist calls it necessary for baseline existence, which pretty much sums it up. I was counting my meds last Tuesday like I always do. Keeping track is second nature when your health depends on it. When something felt off, 3 pills missing. Might not sound like much, but with my prescription, that's 3 days I'd have to go without. Hey, you seen anyone messing with my medication? I asked Marcus, my cousin who's staying with us while he finishes college. Nah, man. You think someone took them? I don't know, just doesn't add up. Marcus has always been the one person in my family who gets it. When I was hospitalized last year, he visited every day while my own sister couldn't be bothered to show up once. Speaking of Jasmine, my sister walked in right then, expensive new purse swinging from her arm. Another shopping spree, Jazz? Thought you were broke last week. Mind your business, Em. Dad gave me some cash. Of course he did. David and Karen, sorry, Mom and Dad, have always had a special spot for their princess. Jasmine gets money for shopping. I get lectures about how expensive my medication is. Later that night, I heard Mom and Dad in the kitchen. Karen, we can't keep giving her money like this. She's going through a hard time, David. Besides, Emmett's medical bills are what's really hurting us. I froze in the hallway. Somehow my necessary medication was an inconvenience, but Jasmine's 4th new outfit this month was essential support. Next morning I counted again. 5 pills missing now. This wasn't adding up. Mom, has anyone been in my room? My medication's disappearing. Don't be dramatic, Emmett. You probably miscounted. I don't miscount my medication. Ever. Well, nobody here would take your pills. What would anyone even do with them? Sell them, maybe. My meds go for good money on the street. But I kept that thought to myself. That afternoon, I walked past Jasmine's room and spotted her whispering on the phone. Yeah, I can get more. No, he doesn't suspect anything. Tomorrow, same price. When she saw me, she hung up instantly. Who was that? None of your business. Is something going on, Jazz? You know you can talk to me. Everything's fine. Don't you have pills to count or something? That smirk told me everything. Next day, 7 more pills gone. I confronted her directly. Are you taking my medication, Jasmine? What? No. Why would I want your stupid pills? Then why are they disappearing, and how are you suddenly flush with cash? You're paranoid, Mom. Emmett's accusing me of stealing. Mom appeared instantly. Emmett, stop harassing your sister. If your pills are missing, you should be more careful with them. Jasmine shot me that look. The one she's given me since we were kids, the I win again look. But this time was different. This time I wasn't backing down. My life literally depended on it. That night, I ordered a small camera online with next-day delivery. Marcus helped me set it up on my bookshelf, perfectly angled toward my medication. You sure about this, Emmett? If you catch her, it's going to blow up the whole family. What choice do I have? Those pills keep me alive and nobody believes me. 2 days of waiting and watching the footage each night showed nothing. Then on the 3rd day, while I was at my doctor's appointment begging for an early refill, the camera caught it all. Jasmine casually walking in, going straight to my drawer, pocketing a handful of pills and walking out like it was nothing. I felt sick watching it. My own sister. Look at this. I showed Marcus the footage on my laptop. Clear as day. Damn, Em, that's cold. What are you gonna do? Family meeting tonight? I connected my laptop to the TV that evening and called everyone to the living room. Dad looked annoyed at missing his show. Mom was checking her phone. And Jasmine had that bored expression she always wore around family. This better be important, Emmett, Dad sighed. It is. I need you all to watch this. I hit play. The room fell silent as the video showed Jasmine stealing my medication. When it ended, I looked at my sister. Want to explain? Jasmine's face went from shock to defensive in seconds. You put a camera in your room? That's an invasion of privacy? That's what you're concerned about? You're stealing medication I need to survive. Dad raised his hand to silence me. Emmett, why are you making such a big deal about this? They're just pills. Just pills. They keep me alive. Mom chimed in. Jasmine, honey, why did you take them? Jasmine started crying those fake tears I'd seen 1,000 times. I have this friend whose mom has the same condition but can't afford the medication. I was just trying to help. Bullshit. I couldn't contain myself. You're selling them. I heard you on the phone negotiating prices. Language, Emmett, Mom snapped. Why are you being so selfish? Your sister was helping someone in need. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I'm selfish? For wanting to keep the medication that prevents me from being hospitalized? You get your medication for free from insurance, Dad said. Maybe you could spare some for others who aren't so fortunate. Free? I pay $200 copay every month, and it's not spare medication. It's exactly what I need to take daily. Jasmine smirked behind her tissue. That's when I lost it. Check her Venmo. Check her purse. She's selling my meds for cash. Dad stood up. That's enough. I won't have you accusing your sister like this. My head started spinning, a warning sign my body gives when stress triggers my condition. 2 weeks of missing doses was catching up to me. I stumbled to the kitchen and Marcus followed. You okay, man? You look pale. No, I'm not okay. I'm out of meds. My family thinks I'm the bad guy and I'm starting to flare. Marcus put his hand on my shoulder. This is criminal, Em. She's stealing prescription medication. That's a felony. What am I supposed to do? Call the cops on my sister? If it were a stranger doing this, wouldn't you? I looked back at the living room where Jasmine was being comforted by my parents. I'm filing a police report tomorrow. I can't keep living like this. Marcus nodded. I'll go with you. My hands trembled as I gripped the counter, partly from anger, partly from the autoimmune symptoms already creeping back. The courthouse felt colder than it should have been in May. Marcus sat beside me on the right side of the room while my parents and Jasmine huddled together on the left. The look Mom gave me could have frozen hell over twice. All rise for the Honorable Judge Michaels. As we stood, Jasmine dabbed fake tears with a tissue. She'd worn her most conservative outfit. Trying to look like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. The judge reviewed the case briefly. This is a serious accusation. Theft of prescription medication is a felony offense. Jasmine's lawyer spoke first. Your Honor, this is a family misunderstanding. My client was simply trying to help a friend in need. There was no malicious intent. Your Honor, my lawyer countered, we have video evidence of the theft and reason to believe the defendant was selling these medications for profit, not giving them away. As they argued legal points, I felt a familiar burning sensation creeping up my joints. My hands started to tremble slightly. Marcus noticed and passed me a water bottle. You good? He whispered. I nodded, but we both knew I wasn't. The court officer called Jasmine to testify first. She played her part perfectly, voice quivering, eyes downcast. I just wanted to help. Emmett has always been so privileged with his health care. Is it wrong to want others to have the same chance? Her lawyer smiled. And were you selling these medications? No, never. I was helping my friend Taylor, whose mother has the same condition. The judge turned to me. Mr. Wilson, your testimony? Standing took more effort than it should have. Your Honor, my sister is lying. Those medications keep me functioning. Without them, my condition deteriorates rapidly, like it's doing right now. I have phone recordings where she discusses prices with buyers. As the recordings played, Jasmine's face hardened. Mom and Dad whispered furiously to each other. Then something unexpected happened. A young woman entered the courtroom and approached my lawyer. Your Honor, my lawyer said, we have a surprise witness who has come forward. This is Taylor Jensen. Jasmine's eyes widened. Taylor took the stand, avoiding Jasmine's glare. Taylor, do you or your mother have the condition that requires this medication? No, Your Honor. Neither of us has any autoimmune issues. Then why would Jasmine claim she was getting medication for you? Because we were selling them together. It was her idea. She said her brother was a hypochondriac who didn't really need them. The courtroom erupted. The judge banged his gavel while Jasmine lunged forward. You backstabbing bitch! We had a deal. Order, the judge shouted. One more outburst and you'll be held in contempt. Taylor continued. This isn't the first time. In college, she stole her roommate's ADHD medication to sell during finals week. She's been doing this for years. Dad stood up. Your Honor, this is absurd. My daughter would never... Sir, sit down or be removed. As Taylor finished her testimony, my vision started blurring around the edges. The room seemed to tilt sideways. My joints felt like they were being torn apart from the inside. Your Honor, I interrupted, my voice barely audible. I need... The words wouldn't come out right. I gripped the table as the room started spinning. Marcus jumped up to steady me. Emmett! Emmett! I felt my knees buckling as darkness crept in from the corners of my vision. The last thing I saw was the judge's alarmed face as I began to fall. I woke up to bright lights and EMTs hovering over me. An oxygen mask covered my mouth as I lay on the courtroom floor. He's coming around. BP's still low, pulse rapid. Judge Michaels stood nearby. Is this related to his condition, the one requiring the medication in question? The paramedic nodded. Classic autoimmune flare. His body's essentially attacking itself without his medication. I need this documented for the court record, Michael said firmly. They helped me onto a stretcher while Marcus held my hand. Through blurry vision, I saw Jasmine looking stunned, not at my condition, but at being caught. Mom and Dad stood frozen, finally seeing the reality of the situation. At the hospital, they gave me emergency treatment. 2 hours later, I was stable enough to return to court in a wheelchair. Mom tried to approach me before proceedings resumed. Emmett, honey, we didn't realize. Save it for someone who still believes you care. Judge Michaels returned with new severity in his expression. Having witnessed firsthand the consequences of the defendant's actions, this court cannot ignore the seriousness of this crime. Miss Wilson, your actions could have killed your brother. Jasmine attempted one last defense. Your Honor, I never meant. The court has heard enough lies. You've demonstrated no remorse, only regret at being caught. The sentence: 18 months in state prison, 3 years probation, and mandatory counseling. Dad erupted. This is ridiculous. She's a first-time offender. Sir, your daughter has admitted to previous thefts of prescription medication, and I suggest you consider your own role in enabling this behavior. As they led Jasmine away, she finally dropped the act. This is so unfair. He always gets the sympathy while I get nothing. 6 months later, I sat in my new apartment with Marcus, who'd become my roommate. My health had stabilized with consistent medication. Check this out. Marcus handed me his phone. Mom and Dad's nonprofit foundation had lost its major donors after the case went public. Their reputation's shot. Half their friends won't talk to them anymore. My phone buzzed with a text from Mom. Please call us. We miss you. We were wrong. I deleted it without responding. Your physical therapist called, Marcus said. She says you're making amazing progress. Yeah, my new doctor thinks I might even reduce my medication dosage next year. The doorbell rang. My colleagues arriving for our dinner party. I'd been promoted at work after bringing in a major client. As I welcomed them in, I thought about Jasmine sitting in her cell and Mom and Dad in their empty house, surrounded by the consequences of their choices. You seem different, my coworker Rachel said. More confident. I am. Turns out the biggest medication I needed was cutting out toxic people. We laughed as I closed the door on my old life and embraced the new one, where I was finally the priority in my own story. At what point do you draw the line between family loyalty and self-preservation? Would you have taken your own family to court like Emmett did, or tried to handle it differently? If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button so more people can discover it. And if you enjoy stories about standing up to toxic people and finding justice, consider subscribing for new stories every day. Share your thoughts in the comments below.